Alam naman po ng Korte Suprema na yung petisyon ng pag-issue ng writ of habeas corpus ay isang dakilang remedyo na ibinibigay sa isang mamamayan na tatanggalan ng kalayaan. Pag hindi ito inaksyonan, ay masisira ang ibinigay na karapatan sa ordinaryong mamamayan na humingi ng isang remedyo sa Korte Suprema pag ang kanyang kalayaan ay nilalabag.
Ito po, Attorney Sal. Urgent motion to resolve and to direct respondents to facilitate the immediate return of former President Rodrigo R. Duterte. Petitioner Veronica A. Duterte, for and on behalf of Rodrigo R. Duterte, through counsel, respectfully files this urgent motion to resolve and to direct respondents to facilitate the immediate return of former President Rodrigo R. Duterte. Petitioner respectfully states, the prolonged inaction on these petitions contradicts the speedy nature of habeas corpus relief, effectively denies the very liberty it seeks to protect, and erodes public trust in the judiciary's duty to protect against executive abuses of fundamental rights. Number 1, called the Great Writ of Liberty, the writ of habeas corpus was devised and exists as a speedy and effectual remedy to relieve persons from unlawful restraint, and as the best and only sufficient defense of personal freedom. The remedy of habeas corpus is extraordinary and summary in nature, consistent with the law's zealous regard for personal liberty in Salibo versus Warden, GR number 197597, April 8, 2015, emphasis supplied. Number 2, the writ's urgency is so fundamental that this honorable court mandates courts to liberally issue writs of habeas corpus even if the petition for its issuance on its face is devoid of merit, to ensure it sets in motion the speedy judicial inquiry on the legality on any deprivation of liberty in regard Salibo versus Warden. And number 3, unfortunately, this emphasis on expeditious judicial inquiry and relief have not been realized in the present case. The consolidated petitions for habeas corpus were filed on March 12, 2025, seeking urgent relief from the extralegal rendition of former President Rodrigo R. Duterte to the International Criminal Court. Yet, no substantial action has come from this honorable court 8 months later. Number 4, while this honorable court immediately directed the respondents to show cause why the writ should not issue in a resolution dated March 13, 2025, and required the petitions to file their respective traverses in the resolution dated March 18, 2025, no writ or substantive resolutions have been issued thereafter. Despite the parties' prompt compliance with the said directives, the last action of this honorable court was its resolution dated April 8, 2025, which merely noted the petitioner's motion to set the case for oral arguments, making 223 days of inaction. Number 5, such prolonged inaction does not only amount to a denial of the very liberty of the writ seeks to protect, it also diminishes public faith in the judiciary's role to provide effective relief against executive violations of fundamental rights. It regrettably amounts to a de facto suspension of the privilege of the writ of habeas corpus, more alarming than a formal suspension in cases of rebellion or invasion under Article 3, Section 18 of the Constitution, which limits suspension to 60 days, extendable only by a majority vote of Congress voting jointly, and provides other safeguards including review by this honorable court of the factual basis of suspension within 30 days. In the case at bar, it has been 250 days since the consolidated petitions were filed on March 12, 2025, with no relief in sight. Number 6, the petitioner therefore implores this honorable court to take urgent and substantive action on the habeas corpus petitions. Indeed, this honorable court has consistently emphasized the need to decide cases promptly and expeditiously, for it cannot be gainsaid that justice delayed is justice denied. Further delay also violates the petitioner's constitutional right to a speedy disposition of their case.
Okay, kaya yan ako. Sinabi ho natin yan sa Korte Suprema na alam naman po ng Korte Suprema na yung petisyon ng pag-issue ng writ of habeas corpus ay isang dakilang remedyo na ibinibigay sa isang mamamayan na tatanggalan ng kalayaan. At sabi po namin sa Korte Suprema, mula nung ipinail namin ito, 8 buwan na nakakaraan, wala pang masustansyang aksyon ang ginawa ng Korte Suprema maliban doon sa pinasagot sila sa aming inihain na petisyon at binigyan sila ng ilang araw na sumagot naman. At maliban doon sa aksyon na ginawa nila na sinasabi nilang natanggap nila yung aming pangalawang pleading na nakikiusap na kung maaari ay iset for oral arguments ang aming petition for the issuance of the writ. Wala na pong nangyari. At ang palagay po namin, sabi namin, pag hindi ito inaksyonan, ay masisira ang ibinigay na karapatan sa ordinaryong mamamayan na humingi ng isang remedyo sa Korte Suprema pag ang kanyang kalayaan ay nilalabag. At hindi po ito maganda sapagkat lalabas na wala na silang remedyo. Katunayan, sabi po namin sa Korte Suprema, mas matindi pa ito sa suspensyon ng mga karapatan sa saligang batas pag nagdeklara ka ng rebellion. Sapagkat pag sinuspindi mo rebellion, pati yung writ of habeas corpus, hindi mo magagamit yung karapatan ng paghingi ng remedyo ng pag-issue ng writ. At suspendido ito ng 60 araw lamang. Mahigit na pong 200 plus days ang nakararaan. At yung suspension ng writ of habeas corpus na binibigay ng saligang batas, lalampas na nga sa 60 days. Sabi namin, mas matindi pa sa suspension ng writ at pati na suspension ng rebellion. At ang sabi po namin, pag ito'y manatili ng ganitong kalakaran, baka ho mawala ng pagtitiwala ang ating sambayanan sa ating mga nasa huridikatura sapagkat parang lumalabas na naaabala at alin, di ba, ng kasabihan na ang naaabalang remedyo at ng pagbibigay ng katarungan ay kawalan ng katarungan. Justice delayed is justice denied. Kaya sabi po namin sa kataas-taasang hukuman, kung maaari lamang po na sana'y i-resolve na ang aming petition for a writ of habeas corpus. At nagdagdag po kami, babasahin sa inyo ni Carlo, yung mga kadahilanan, mga aktual, spesipikong mga kadahilanan kung bakit kailangang ma-resolve na ngayon ang aming petition for a writ of habeas corpus na inihain in behalf of Kitty Duterte, anak ng former president, and in behalf of the father.
Ayan.
Basahin mo na ang mga aming reason kung bakit.
Ito po. Urgent judicial relief is necessary to prevent further deterioration of FPRRD's health or his tragic and undignified demise on foreign soil, to hold accountable those responsible for his extra-legal rendition, and to forestall further threats to liberty without due process of law. Number 7, urgent action is also required to arrest the certainly unintended yet grave and irreparable consequences arising from this honorable court's silence on the legal issues raised in these petitions. Number 8, first among them is the declining health of FPRRD in ICC custody, as detailed in the request for indefinite adjournment filed with the ICC on September 11, 2025. Medical reports supporting the said request confirm that FPRRD's cognitive condition has deteriorated, significantly affecting his memory, his daily executive functioning, his visual constructive abilities, and his orientation to place and time. The said request further states that FPRRD's condition is expected to remain static or worsen, even with medical or psychiatric intervention, leading to the request for an indefinite adjournment of ICC proceedings due to his unfitness to stand trial. A copy of a public redacted version of FPRRD's request for indefinite adjournment dated September 11, 2025 in the case of Prosecutor versus Duterte, Situation in the Philippines, ICC 121-125 is attached to this motion as Annex A in the support for of the foregoing. Number 9, timely intervention on these petitions could well have spared FPRRD this harm. However, urgent action now may prevent further deterioration of FPRRD's health by facilitating his immediate repatriation to receive the necessary care from his doctors. Number 10, at bare minimum, urgent judicial relief will spare the nation the ignominy of having a beloved former president expelled from his homeland without due process of law, suffer an undignified death in the custody of his foreign captors, with this honorable court not lifting a finger to intervene. Ayan po, Attorney Sal.
Yeah, ang una muna po, ang reason namin at yung iba sa susunod na artikulo natin. Ang unang reason kung bakit po namin gustong i-resolve na yan, sapagkat sabi po namin, upang mahadlangan ang pagiging malubha ng karamdaman ni Presidente Duterte. Sapagkat alam naman natin na talagang bago pa siya inaresto at tinapon sa dahig, eh dati na ho siyang may mga karamdaman. Marami na siyang nararamdaman. Katunayan nga, nagkakaproblema na siya sa kanyang balanse. Kailangan alalayan mo. Marami na siyang nararamdaman dahil sa mga dati niya ng sakit. Sa aksidente niya, yung kanyang paninigarilyo. At saka may edad na siya. 80 anyos na ho siya. Eh talagang matanda na. At katunayan, sabi po namin, meron na nga siyang problema sa kanyang cognitive function. Marami na siyang hindi naaalala sa mga lugar. Kaya mahihirapan na ho siyang may pagtanggol ng kanyang sarili. Kaya sabi po namin, ito ang pinakamabigat na dahilan kung bakit kailangan ma-resolve na. Sabagat pag na-resolve na yung aming motion na illegal ang ginawa ng gobyerno at kailangan utusan ito na ibalik na, mahadlangan po natin ang gradual deterioration, ang dahan-dahang lubha ng kanyang karamdaman at wag naman sana mangyari. Ang sabi po namin, mahadlangan natin na mamamatay ang isang presidente doon sa ibang bansa na masyado namang nakalulungkot at saka nakakahiya naman sa parte ng ating bansa na isang dating presidente na mahal na mahal ng taong bayan ay inaresto mo na nga, itinapon mo na nga sa daig, baka pa pumanaw. Hindi po, yun napakalaking trahedya naman. Kaya sabi namin, kung maaari lang, gumawa na po ng resolution ng Korte Suprema sapagkat mawawala ng tiwala ang taong bayan pag ito'y nananatiling hindi na re-resolve sapagkat patuloy ang gagawin ng paglabag sa karapatang pangtao, patuloy ang paglabag sa saligang batas, patuloy ang karamdaman ng Presidente Duterte na hindi mabibigyan ng karapat-dapat na lunas sa medisina sapagkat nakakulong po siya doon. Hindi man nga nila inaasikaso at sinasabi pa nilang hindi raw naprobahan ang kanyang karamdaman. Nakakulong na nga yung mama. Gusto mo pang probahan. Dapat sila ang magbigay. Kaya nga, hindi ba, pinuna natin ang pinuna at natuwa naman tayo at nagbigay sila ng order na examinin ng 3 doktor. Hindi natin malaman kung ano na po nangyari doon sa examinasyon na yon. Kaya nga sinasabi nila na sa 28 magkakaroon na ng kasagutan sa International Criminal Court kung palalayain nilang pansamantala. Hindi. Kaya sabi natin, wag na po natin hintayin pa. Kailangan ng ating kagalang-galang na hukuman, Korte Suprema, ay gumawa na po ng resolution para lahat ng mga legal na issue ay mabigyan na ng katugunan at magkaroon na ng pagkakataon ng pamahalaan na ito na iwasto ang kanyang kamalian, ang kanyang paglabag sa sanligang batas. Yun po ang buod ng aming unang dahilan. Yung mga susunod pang dahilan ay tatalakayin natin sa susunod na linggo. At yun ang part 2 ng ating artikulo sa The Manila